Hi, this is Dylan and welcome to my daily trading analysis video. So today is a Wednesday, the date is 1st of October. Alright, so the very first pair we're gonna look at today is the US dollar against the Japan yen. So just a very quick recap. Let's look at the weekly chart. We can see the price has been appreciating very strongly. Going back to the daily chart itself, the appreciation is almost like a straight line. Okay, now the thing is that just a very quick recap. On the very previous video, there's when I'm talking about the dollar against the yen, there is a so-called a range over here, and finally it broke above. All right, so and today itself, looking at the Forex factory calendar itself, the Japan's economy showing that the household spending has fallen to a negative of 4.7%, compared to the forecast of negative 3.5%. Unemployment rates got a slightly better, but industrial production fell as well. Alright, so we can see that there is still very strong, or rather a very weak economy sentiment in Japan economy itself. So what we have to take note is what is the price that the US dollar will appreciate against the yen. Alright, so the very first price I can see here is the price of 111.34. Alright, that is the first exhaustion level measured by the Fibonacci expansion. Right, so what you can do is whenever price appreciates and when you see a retracement, you can always make use of the moving averages as a gauge to go for a long trade, or you might want to base on certain indicators. Like over here I'm using stochastic oscillator. Alright, so that is pretty much for the dollar against the yen. Alright, so basically the sentiment is that it is still very strong. Alright, the US dollar is still very strong against the yen. Next we will have the euro against the US dollar. Pretty much the same as Japan itself, whereby we can see a very wide in terms of the divergence of the monetary policy between the Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank. Alright, so price has almost touched a final exhaustion level, again measured by the Fibonacci expansion, at the price of 1.2557. Alright, so just like the US dollar against the yen, is falling almost like a straight line. Well, if you look at the daily chart, alright, so coming back into the H4 chart, you can always see that there is always a consolidation followed by before the price fall further. Alright, over here as well, this area as well. Alright, and the most recent one is over here. So right now you're seeing another session of a consolidation. So probably after a while it might fall even further, at least to the next support level at 1.2451. That is the previous low back in 2008 November. But of course we are expecting the price to fall even much further, as well the divergence in the monetary policy is just too wide, I would say so. Of course, with other reasons like geopolitical crisis. Okay, so we can expect euro against the dollar to fall even further. So just wait for the consolidation. You might want to start a pending order, a sell stop, or just wait for it to go back to the top. Like this is the 15-minute chart. You might even want to just short here if you feel comfortable with it, but probably you must set a stop loss a little bit high. So control your risk and don't enter a lot size that's too big. Right, next we will look at the Australia dollar against the US dollar. So as I mentioned last week, okay, so you can see the price has reached the previous low at 0.8677, or to be more precise, it's about 0.8664. Alright, so the thing is that is it gonna rebound, or what's gonna happen next? I would say that again, based on the fundamental, is that the Australia dollar, or rather the Aussie, is still too high historically, and therefore we do expect that the price will fall even further. Alright, looking at the weekly chart itself, ever since it break below the 200 moving averages, came out again, got a supported, and after it fell to the previous low at 0.8664, came out all the way and almost touched the 200 moving averages, and it began to fall, or rather the price began to tumble. And therefore I believe that after this this round itself, the price will just fall even further and break below the previous low right here. Okay, so we can look at a chance to short this pair. Well, as you can see, this is a daily chart. It's falling like a straight line as well, just like the US dollar against the yen, or the euro against the US dollar. So just look for the consolidation. Maybe you can zoom in into the H1, the 1 hour chart. Like over here, if you have seen consolidation like this over here, when it reaches the highest point, look for some trade setups with certain supports from indicators like stochastic or MACD to go for a short opportunity. Alright, so that's for Aussie against the US dollar. And finally, we'll look at the New Zealand against the yen. Previously there was a range, as you can see, this blue box over here. So it came down and broke below the range itself. Alright, so reason for the Kiwi, or rather New Zealand dollar, to fall so much is because of the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. Governor Wheeler has been trying to talk down on this currency, and well, I do believe that the central bank has already intervened in the markets by selling off their currency, and that is probably one of the reasons why they fell so much. And of course, based on historical prices, the New Zealand dollar is still too high. Alright, so going back into the H4, the 4-hour charts, price has broken below, and it retraces back to the bottom of the previous range box, and you can see a reversal candle has appeared. Alright, over here, and price began to fall. At the same time, the stochastic has suggested oversold as well. So I will say that this is a chance for price to fall even lower. Alright, you might want to take a short opportunity over here when you see certain confirmation trade setup over here, and just set a stop loss probably about 40 to 50 pips above, and that would be pretty safe. Well, although yen is pretty weak in a sense, based on fundamentals itself, but when we talk about the New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi itself, we can see the determination of the Reserve Bank of New Zealand to sell short its currency. So we can still expect the Kiwi to weaken against the yen a little bit further, and of course weaken against the dollar for even a longer period of time. Alright, so that is the end of my trading analysis video today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.